Hi, welcome to Investor Insights, and in this video I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Ponzi schemes. Now, a Ponzi scheme is basically a scheme, or I should say a scam, where investors are lured into a business or an idea, and the money that they put in is used to pay off older investors, and subsequent new investors' monies is used to pay off these current investors, and this goes on. Now, a Ponzi scheme or scam is not really a business. It's just a way of channeling money, and the perpetrator basically channels a lot of the funds for himself, but he just makes sure to somehow convince more and more new investors to join and to put money in, and it just forms a pyramid where all the new investors' money is used to pay himself and the older investors, and this goes on to infinity, or until people want their money back. And basically, when you have people leaving in droves, or you've just run out of people to add to the scheme, it implodes. Now, this was recently exposed when Bernie Madoff got sentenced for 150 years for running the biggest Ponzi scheme in history, and he's fleeced millions of people. You're talking celebrities, you're talking even stockbrokers, you're talking people from all walks of life, people from the Jewish community, people from everywhere. He led a very lavish lifestyle, and basically he went to jail, and everybody around him still gets to enjoy all those luxuries, because technically he somehow made that money to buy that $60 million penthouse in New York, whatever. His wife's still living it up, but I suppose he took all the blame, so he's going to rot in jail, and she can still have a good time. But enough of that. Now, if you define a Ponzi scheme as a scheme where investors are lured in and their monies are used to pay off older investors in a giant pyramid scheme, then technically the US bond market would be an enormous Ponzi scheme. Now, hear this one out for a second. How does the US bond market work? Or how does US debt work? People channel money into the US, and that money is used to pay off the interest, or to pay off the original creditors. And just recently, this is going back 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, during the debt ceiling crisis, Tim Geithner, Ben Bernanke, and the president came out and said, if we don't get loaned the money, then we're not going to pay it back. Think about that one. If we don't get given any new monies, if we don't get loaned new monies, then we won't pay back the old borrowed money. And that in itself is a Ponzi scheme. So you're using new monies to pay off old debt. So you're not doing anything. And to be even more brazen, at least a Ponzi scheme is marketed as like an investment firm or some business of some kind. The US government just comes out and just blatantly says, mate, we owe people money. This is just debt. This is not a business or anything. We just owe people money. So if you give us more money, then we're going to pay you back. I've never heard of anything more brazen. So technically, Bernie Madoff didn't run the world's largest Ponzi scheme. The US government is running the world's biggest Ponzi scheme.